The Sun card, the Magician card, and the Seven of Wands have appeared together before you, Aries, and this is no accident. The sun does not only shine, it tears open the darkness that once pressed upon your heart. The Magician does not only affirm, it awakens within you an ancient will, a fire that has burned through many lifetimes. And the Seven of Wands is not only defense, it is a sacred shield, where every scheme of the shadows breaks apart before the strength of light. Your guides show me that anyone who tries to find a crack within you will be forced to face their own reflection. In that mirror, a new power within you is igniting, ready to open the turning point of destiny. If you feel this resonance deep in your soul, leave a mark below as a sign that the flame within you cannot be extinguished. And here we seal this first wave of protection with the very power of light. Aries, come closer, because today I want to speak to you slowly, almost as if whispering in your ear, with the warmth that carries the taste of family. In the nights when you drift to sleep, I see a table covered in symbols, a candle flickering like the heart of a warrior before battle. Beside it, a hand gently writes your name in the language of destiny, while before it, wise hands are lifted in prayer. Those who dared to touch your energy misjudged the truth rising within you. Their faces changed the moment they touched that current. I see it clearly, like a bolt of lightning splitting through their bones. In trembling whispers, they realize you never walk alone. Behind you stands a guardian spirit, a queen of life, eyes that have crossed storms, hands that heal with earth and with fire. She comes not in pride, but to remind you, your bloodline has never been alone. I see the memory of those who prayed with all their heart to heaven and earth, and today they appear as a wall of light beside you. They hold your shoulders firm when someone tries to push you away. They draw you back to your center when the rhythm of life threatens to bury your breath. I have drawn 9 cards for you, Aries, and I will tell calmly what they reveal, because each card carries within it a sacred story. The sun's supreme light shines into your soul, reminding you that you do not need to fear the dark. Beside it is the Magician, the builder of will, showing you that the creative power flowing in your blood is real. And before you is the Seven of Wands, the true protector, declaring that every hidden scheme will be stopped. The cards do not judge, they reveal. And what they reveal is this: every secret plot only triggers a shield of fire, a sacred fortress that no deception can pierce. Next comes the Chariot, the solemn guardian, feet rooted deep in the earth, forming a solid wall encircling you. This is not only defense, it is the circle of destiny. I also see the figure of the High Priestess beside you. She confirms your sharp intuition, the silence that kept you from wandering into false paths, the hesitation that saved you from a reckless decision. The High Priestess is the whisper that stops you from posting something, the restraint that holds you from reacting in anger. She opens the gate into the sacred realm, and when her power joins with the Magician, your intuition becomes a halo that nothing can penetrate. And then, the radiant star follows, to shine upon your fragile sleep and to heal the morning light. A presence like a father guarding your dreams, keeping your breath steady so that your soul can find its direction again. Do not think you are imagining it. That is why on certain mornings you wake with tears you cannot explain or a tightness in your chest. The body speaks when the soul has been washed clean. Do not fear if emotions rise like the tide and then fall away. Do not fear if sudden waves of dizziness pass through you. For the sun and the star are promising that this water will soon become pure. And this is the moment to activate the sacred decree. Place your hand upon your chest and speak aloud calmly. I am the eternal flame of my lineage. I walk beneath the light of protection, and no shadow is permitted to remain in my life. Say it, and it will be sealed. Feel the warmth that lingers. This small ritual, if done with the heart, will fortify your energy field more than you realize. Returning to the table of prayer, I see the other forced to stop. They cannot continue, for they have seen the consequence. A mirror shattered, a road closed, a fall for anyone who dares to force destiny. And then the tower appears. It does not warn of disaster for you, but reveals the collapse of what was built upon sand. This is the justice of the universe. You do not need to seek revenge. The universe balances itself, as precisely as the scales in the hands of a god. The universe does not ask you to retaliate. It asks you only to live as though within a temple, to love more, to forgive in order to release, not to excuse. That is why the Chariot appears again with a strength that makes me tremble. It shows that you are holding the reins of your life with a dignity that unsettles others. For your forward motion exposes their immobility. I see a small group, noisy, critical, but mistaken, confusing maturity with arrogance, boundaries with coldness. But the Seven of Wands had already shown me at the beginning, and the Chariot confirms with one phrase, I will continue. For words are energy, words are seeds, anything not sown in love will return to its source. When you do not answer hurt with hurt, you create a shield that no one can pierce. This is the highest lesson for you, Aries, to turn betrayal into wisdom, to turn fire into guiding light. True power does not lie in conquest by the sword, but in mastery of the heart. And only those brave enough to love while holding strength can stand upon the summit of destiny. If one morning you wake with the desire to conquer the sky, and the next you have only the strength to open the curtain, do not blame yourself for these fluctuations. The moon, where your mark is set, shows you are a delicate instrument. A single tremor and the whole string resounds. You are in the midst of an invisible battle, but perhaps this very oscillation is leaning in your favor, even if it has not yet shown itself outwardly. The star, appearing after the storm, whispers of a recovery that is not loud but gentle, of a softness that flows back into your chest, returning to you the essence that was always yours. And so, with the voice of a watchful father, I tell you, in these days, breathe with intention. Drink more water. Rub your shoulders as a gesture of gratitude to the body that has carried you this far. Do not treat your body as an enemy. It is an ally worthy of reverence. Your inner home, that sacred altar, has patiently reminded you that a good thing delayed will appear at the right time. It is not helpless postponement, it is protection. If the gift had come earlier, it might have fallen into harmful hands. To know how to wait is itself an art of maturity. The tower has torn away the masks, and when the faces that no longer walk with you are revealed, that pain clears the way for truth to enter. The sun shines upon opportunity, and the Chariot signals a step that will change the very air you breathe, a transition or a new beginning soon within reach. I do not tell you to abandon everything at once. I only ask you to let your heart breathe, to let ideas come freely without being held too tightly. Your soul longs for the oxygen of the new. Freedom always carries that taste. And because life does not release easily, the moon still reflects the shadow of someone past, one who once left you disappointed, now remembering you with a mixture of longing and regret. They may approach with a surface of concern, wishing to know how you crossed that gentle hallway. That is why the High Priestess stands present, reminding you of the power of a gentle but firm no. To close the door with gratitude rather than resentment. To let promises that have expired no longer tangle your spirit. You have learned how to deserve connections that are transparent, gazes that are uncovered, hands that do not let go on cloudy days. You no longer fit with fleeting stories, with the restlessness of shifting winds. Your body carries the memory of past struggles, the back sometimes sore, the chest sometimes tightening suddenly, and this is the language of the soul when it is being purified. The weight upon your shoulders is often a burden that is not yours. The star will pour streams of healing water, not only for your muscles, but for emotions bound and waiting to be released. Give yourself a quiet moment. Look into the mirror with compassion. Whisper words of gentleness, for self-love is not a slogan, it is a daily practice. In the spread, the sun and the star join hands, promising that all excess will dissolve and your power will return to its rightful place. I see a butterfly resting on stone, an image showing that your transformation now cannot be stopped. Even in rigid surroundings, you have found your wings. Not everyone is brave enough to step forward in this way. And so the Chariot drives you to healthy boundaries, and the High Priestess guards your words so they do not slip away from the place of safety. Your sensitivity is a gift. When nourished, your heart becomes a lighthouse guiding others. But if exposed too much, it can be wounded. Learn to speak what must be said, not with the impulse of anger, but with the love that protects your peace. Back at the table with the flickering candle, the woman in prayer does not step forward. Not because she cannot, but because she has seen the consequence. The tower has shown her the collapse that would come if she crossed the sacred line. The queen stands there, having turned her name into inviolable ground. Sometimes what feels unjust is the way the universe protects you. Today, see that protection clearly. You do not need to justify your progress. Your victory, the Chariot whispers, will be quiet and beautiful, for it rises from healing and not from ego. And before you continue the path, close this part with a shared intention. If you feel embraced, write in the comments, "I honor my ancestors and step forward toward the truth that awaits me." Let that phrase be like a white ribbon tied across your doorway, gentle yet firm, reminding your home who may enter and who may not. I still hold 2 cards to be revealed at the right time. What is shown today is only the foundation, the moon illuminating what is hidden, the queen guarding you, and an intention waiting for its moment to bloom. The 7 of Swords exposes schemes. The 7 of Wands strengthens defense. The High Priestess sharpens intuition. The Sun purifies. The Star restores hope. The Chariot affirms forward motion. And the Tower protects destiny from a fall that is not yours. Each card plays its part in this drama of transformation. There remains a shade still unrevealed, a signal that may change the way you see the decision before you. That sign may come as a name suddenly spoken or a golden key appearing in a familiar place. When you see it, you will know. It is time to turn the handle and step into the room that now belongs to you. And when that moment comes, the cards held aside will reveal the next truth. And here is what the guide whispers. There is one who wears the mask of flattery, approaching with a smile that seems sincere but is hollow. This one not only speaks falsehood, but drains your energy, leaving you doubting yourself. Their trace may already have left your daily life, yet their shadow still wavers, like a whisper when you are most weary. This is the moment to remember where you were born from, to understand what you were made of. You are reclaiming the fragments you once hid away, to protect others, to hold the home together, sometimes at the cost of your own soul. Now is the time to return them to their rightful place, to live in truth, in compassion, in the strength refined through countless trials. And today, you rise in a different way, no longer from fear of being left behind, but from intuition honed by hardship. From the maturity that the fire of life has taught you. From the certainty that no longer wavers. You do not lose wisdom for the sake of scraps of attention. You do not lower your dignity to fit into narrow boxes. Speaking of intuition, I know your dream world is restless. Scenes repeat, making your heart pound like a battle drum. Signs appear like small white stones marking a path through the forest. Coincidences line up until you laugh, knowing they are not random. They are answers, codes of the universe sent directly to you. Aries, this is the message written in the language of your soul. A language that needs no words, only attention. A melody rises just as you think of someone. An animal seems to follow you for days. A number appears again and again before your eyes. All of it is a new system of laws forming around you. Sensitivity is not a burden but a gift, like an instrument newly tuned. If you have ever thought yourself weak because of overflowing emotion, let me place my hand on your shoulder and speak calmly. You are not broken. You are awakened. And this awakening is returning to you the confidence that has slept too long. I want to speak of love, Aries. Though you may insist you are focused on yourself, on inner peace, deep in your heart, there is still a wave longing for true connection. And that is not wrong. The desire to love and be loved is as natural to you as breathing. But the love you need is no longer the kind that makes you disappear into another just to feel whole. True love will make you brighter, wider. It will ignite the flame within you, opening doors rather than building cages. That is why you sense a different vibration in what touches your heart now. It does not come from haste, but from peace. Not from someone forcing you to become a tidy version, but from the one who claps their hands in praise of your fiery essence. The universe is never in a hurry, and it is never late. Meetings are already being woven so that when they happen, both will know this is the moment. But there is one condition. You cannot step into the new house carrying boxes of old memories. Leave them behind. Let them go. Trust that the past is finished so the present can open. I see a beautiful image. In the midst of a night of wild winds, a flame shines, steady, unshaken. That flame is you, Aries. You have already been light, even before you fully knew it. You have warmed cold hands, sheltered others with your whole heart, and asked for nothing in return. That is why life now repays you with clarity as a worthy reward. It opens the door you once thought was a wall. Your work, your projects pulse with life. An unexpected offer may come, a step upward, an inspired partnership, or an idea long buried finally demanding a voice. Do not push it into later. If it comes today, it means your soul is ready. And the guide whispers like an old man seasoned by life. No one can close the door of destiny once it is open for you. No one can extinguish the flame within you. No one can take what belongs to your soul. But you must believe, you must guard, you must place yourself in the position worthy of it without regret. That is your covenant with yourself. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Feel the invisible arms wrapping around you. It is real. It is happening now. You are loved, guided, and supported more than you imagine. I want to bring you a promise, not from someone who once disappointed you, but from yourself to yourself in a lonely night when you swore you would not fall. Do you remember you whispered, "One day I will be all right." And today I say with you, that day is near. Your roots are firm, your heart is bright. Your soul is awakening for the reason you were born. Old wounds have become motivation. Old chains have become stepping stones, and the energy within you rises like a tide, unstoppable. The guide emphasizes, do not return to the place you know you do not belong. Even if you have poured in time, tears, hope, what no longer lives cannot be revived. You were not born to patch. You were born to ignite, to heal, to free your lineage. Some will say you have grown distant, but no, Aries, you have simply stopped pretending to be cherished. You no longer trade peace for companionship. You no longer give your energy to those who only take and never lift you. And that unsettles some, for they were used to you always knocking with an open heart. But now you understand your energy is treasure. You place yourself first, not out of selfishness, but out of a conscience that is clear. They show me a small ritual. Step barefoot onto the earth. If you can, go to the sea, let wet sand embrace your toes, let salt water touch your ankles. If not, find a park, a garden, a small yard. Let the ground hold you. Let the sky remind you that you need not run away. You are walking the path that is yours alone. And a sentence resounds, wanting to remain like a talisman in your pocket. No one can take away what already belongs to my flame. You are the very medicine your soul has been longing for. You need no one to complete you, and you no longer need permission to be yourself. Your story has meaning. It cannot be erased. The scars you carry are no longer marks of pain, but emblems of strength. Your journey, Aries, is sacred and full of worth, and I feel clearly the vibration of recognition drawing near. A message, a call, or an unexpected meeting may come, confirming that what you have been quietly planting has now sprouted and been seen. It may come from someone you did not expect. It will not erase memory, but it will bring peace. Sometimes, a single look of recognition is enough to carve into the heart a faith that your efforts were never meaningless. You are not alone, you never have been. In every long night, there has always been a guide holding you. In every tear, a seed has taken root. And now, Aries, you are about to bloom with the beauty of resilience. The guide leaves me an image, a door slightly open, and behind it a light so radiant it at first stirs fear. Not because it is dangerous, but because it is so clear, leaving you no place to hide. That light is you. That door is the new life waiting for your courage to step through. I know letting go of the familiar is far harder than facing the unknown. But with the wisdom of many lifetimes, I can tell you, what is coming is far more radiant than what you leave behind. My words are not comfort, but certainty. You have walked through long nights, disappointment, loss, silences that seemed endless, and still you chose to go on. That silence has activated a new destiny. The universe does not respond to noise, but to quiet faith. And that faith you have cultivated. Now it opens before you paths of truth, of real love, of promised opportunity. But there is one thing you must remember. Do not carry a heart heavy with the past across this threshold. Release it with gratitude. Whisper, thank you for everything, and now it is done. For there is a boundary between nostalgia and destiny, between attachment and love. And you, Aries, are worthy of something more pure and noble. A love that makes you greater. A work that honors your true value. A friendship that never demands competition. It is time to receive. Very soon, a white feather will fall where you stand, without warning, without explanation. It is the message of the sky, suffering is over and dawn is coming. Not because life becomes easy, but because you have learned how to walk, to keep peace, to choose what is right from your heart. I also feel the presence of a man in your lineage. Perhaps a father or grandfather, who in life was strict, distant, never knowing how to say, I am proud of you. Today, he comes from another realm with humility, with apology, and with affirmation. I am proud of you. Your healing, Aries, is not only for you, it frees the whole family line. What you do today opens the path forward and behind. And there is one tender truth: the child within you, once silenced, is now being heard. It longs to be loved, to be acknowledged. And with each step you take toward truth, you are holding it in your arms, bringing it home. So if lately you have burst into tears without reason, or laughed suddenly, or dreamed strange dreams, do not be afraid. You are awakening. This is the natural movement of your fiery blood as energy shifts direction. The guide gives me a gift, a sacred decree that will clear the path when you speak it with faith. I am the eternal flame within myself. I release the past and welcome the new freedom with peace, with love, and with courage. Let this sentence be like a shining key in your pocket for the moments of doubt. And before we close, remember, nothing is wasted, everything planted. Now it is harvest season. What I share today is not only for the present, but for every moment you doubt, for every time your heart is heavy. See it as a secret map in your hand. For today is not just a message. It is a call for you to remember yourself. You are not the wound, you are the scar that has healed. You are not the loss, you are the space ready for what is worthy. You are not the silence, you are the voice that has dared to speak. You are not the fear, you are the faith rising in the night. Though the road ahead is still misted, you have learned to walk by the compass of the soul, the one that always leads you home. Others may not understand, but you know you are in the right place. And remember, on the days you feel you cannot take another step, you have already survived storms far greater. Your story does not end in pain, it blossoms in freedom. It grows in conscious love. It begins with you, and it blesses others even when you do not see it. Because the way you are patient, the way you care, the way you turn a small corner into a home, that is your legacy. If these words embrace you, right? I choose myself, I release the old. I open my inner home to welcome love and peace. And remember, this is only the beginning. The next cards are waiting for you on the journey ahead, where the Aries flame burns brighter than ever.